Hello, beautiful soul. I'm so glad you're here with me today. There's something truly special about this moment we're sharing together, and I want you to know that your decision to be present right now is already a gift you're giving yourself. Whether you've stumbled upon this because you're feeling overwhelmed by your mornings, or because you're seeking a deeper sense of peace to start your days, you are exactly where you need to be. I understand how challenging mornings can feel. You might wake up and immediately feel that familiar rush of thoughts flooding your mind. What needs to be done today? What went wrong yesterday? What you're worried might happen tomorrow? Perhaps you've been starting your days feeling like you're already behind before your feet even hit the floor. Maybe you've tried meditation before and felt like you weren't doing it right, or that your mind was too busy, too scattered to ever find that peace everyone talks about. Let me share something with you that I've learned through decades of working with thousands of people just like you and me. Every single person who has ever found peace in their morning routine started exactly where you are right now, with a willingness to try something different. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be able to sit in silence for an hour. All you need is the beautiful, open heart that brought you here today. The morning hours hold a special kind of magic. When we first wake up, our minds are naturally more receptive, more open to new possibilities. It's as if we're emerging from a gentle reset, and we have this precious window of opportunity to choose how we want to meet the day ahead. Think of it like having a fresh canvas each morning. We can choose what colors we want to paint with, what kind of energy we want to create. Right now, as we begin this journey together, I invite you to take a deep, gentle breath with me. Feel your body in whatever position feels comfortable for you. Notice that you're safe in this moment. There's nowhere else you need to be right now. Nothing else you need to accomplish in these next few minutes except being present with yourself. This is your time, your space to nurture the most important relationship you'll ever have, the one with yourself. You might be someone who has been putting everyone else's needs before your own for so long that the idea of spending time in quiet reflection feels selfish or impossible. I want you to know that taking care of your inner world isn't selfish, it's essential. When you fill your own cup first thing in the morning, you have so much more to offer everyone and everything in your life. It's like the oxygen mask principle on airplanes. You put yours on first so you can help others more effectively. The beautiful truth is that meditation doesn't require any special equipment, any particular beliefs, or any previous experience. Your breath is always with you. Your capacity for awareness is always present. Your ability to find moments of peace is built right into who you are. You already have everything you need within you right now. Some of you might be thinking that your life is too hectic for meditation, that there simply isn't time in your morning routine for one more thing. I hear you, and I understand completely. Life can feel overwhelming, and adding anything new might seem impossible. But what we're going to explore together is how even 5 minutes of intentional morning time can actually create more space in your day, not less. When we start our day from a centered place, everything flows more smoothly. Others might be concerned that meditation means you have to empty your mind completely or achieve some perfect state of calm. Let me put those worries to rest right now. Meditation isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about changing your relationship with them. It's about creating a loving space where you can observe what's happening in your inner world without being swept away by it. Your mind might be very active, and that's perfectly natural and normal. We're not trying to force anything to be different. We're simply learning to be with ourselves in a more loving, accepting way. Every time you notice your mind has wandered and you gently bring your attention back, that's not a failure. That's actually the practice working beautifully. I want you to know that whatever brought you here today, whether it's stress, anxiety, a desire for more peace, or simply curiosity, is valid and important. Your journey toward a more peaceful morning routine is uniquely yours, and there's no wrong way to begin. Some days your meditation might feel deep and profound. Other days it might feel scattered and challenging. Both experiences are valuable and necessary parts of your growth. As we spend this time together, I'll be sharing with you not just techniques and practices, but a way of being with yourself that's rooted in love and acceptance. This isn't about becoming a different person. It's about connecting more deeply with the wise, peaceful person you already are underneath all the noise and busyness of daily life. Now, most of us have been taught to start our days in a rush. The alarm goes off, and immediately we're checking our phones, scrolling through messages, news, social media, filling our minds with information and other people's energy before we've even had a chance to connect with our own. We jump out of bed and start moving through our morning tasks while our minds are still trying to catch up, still processing dreams, still emerging from sleep. This pattern creates what I like to think of as starting your day from a place of reaction rather than response. When we begin our morning by immediately consuming external input, we're essentially handing over the reins of our emotional and mental state to whatever happens to show up on our screens or in our immediate environment. We become like leaves blown around by whatever winds are blowing that day, rather than being rooted trees that can bend without breaking. The morning mind is actually in a very special state when we first wake up. Scientists have discovered that our brain waves are naturally slower and more receptive in those first moments of waking. This is called the alpha state, and it's the same brainwave pattern that occurs during light meditation. It's as if nature has given us this gift, a natural window of calm awareness, and most of us rush right past it without even noticing. Think about how different your day feels when you wake up naturally versus when you're jolted awake by an alarm clock. When we wake up gently, there's often a few moments of peaceful awareness before the thinking mind fully kicks in. You might notice sounds around you, feel the temperature of the air, sense the light in the room. There's a quality of pure awareness that's very peaceful and centered. But when we're startled awake, our nervous system immediately goes into alert mode. Our stress hormones start flowing, our mind starts racing to figure out what needs to be done, and we've lost that precious window of natural calm. Then we compound this by immediately reaching for our phones, which floods our brains with blue light and stimulating information right when our nervous system is trying to transition gently from sleep to waking. This isn't about judging ourselves for how we've been starting our days. Most of us learned these patterns from our families, our culture, our work demands. We've been doing the best we can with what we knew. But now we have an opportunity to choose something different, something that serves our well-being more fully. When we understand how the morning mind works, we can begin to work with our natural rhythms instead of against them. Those first few minutes after waking are like fertile soil. Whatever we plant there has the potential to grow and influence our entire day. If we plant seeds of rushing, worry, and overwhelm, that's likely what will flourish throughout our day. But if we plant seeds of peace, intention, and self-love, those qualities have a chance to take root and blossom. The thoughts we think in the morning often set the emotional tone for everything that follows. If the first thoughts that run through our mind are about everything we have to do, what we're stressed about, or what went wrong yesterday, we're essentially programming our nervous system to be in a state of tension and reactivity. Our body responds to these thoughts as if they're immediate threats, even though they're just mental events. On the other hand, when we consciously choose to start our day with thoughts of gratitude, peace, or loving intention, we're sending completely different signals to our nervous system. We're telling our body and mind that we're safe, that this is going to be a good day, that we have the resources to handle whatever comes our way. This doesn't mean we need to pretend everything is perfect or ignore real challenges in our lives. It means we're choosing to start from a place of strength and centeredness rather than from a place of anxiety and overwhelm. When we're centered, we can actually handle challenges much more effectively than when we're already stressed and scattered. Your morning meditation practice becomes like tending a garden. Each day, you're watering the seeds of peace, awareness, and self-love. Some days, the garden might look more beautiful than others, but the consistent care you're giving it is always making a difference, even when you can't see it immediately. Now, one of the most common concerns people share with me about starting a meditation practice is that they don't have a perfect space for it. They think they need a special room or expensive cushions or complete silence or some kind of elaborate setup. I want to ease your mind about this right away. The most important element in creating a sacred space for your morning meditation isn't what you have. It's the intention you bring to wherever you are. Your sacred space can be as simple as a corner of your bedroom, a chair by a window, or even your bed if that's what works for you. The key is consistency. Choosing the same spot each day helps your mind and body recognize that this is meditation time. It's like creating a gentle signal to yourself that this is a special moment different from the rest of your day. I've known people who have created beautiful meditation spaces in tiny studio apartments, in shared bedrooms, even in their cars before work. One woman I worked with used to meditate in her bathroom because it was the only place she could find a few minutes of privacy. The space doesn't need to be large or fancy, it just needs to feel like yours. What matters much more than the physical space is the energetic space you create with your intention. When you sit down with the genuine desire to connect with yourself, to start your day with love and awareness, you transform any ordinary spot into sacred ground. Your intention is like a magic wand that blesses whatever space you're in. If you're someone who shares your living space with others, you might need to get creative about finding quiet time. This could mean waking up just a few minutes earlier or finding a quiet corner while others are still sleeping. Sometimes we need to be gentle advocates for our own well-being, explaining to family members or roommates why this quiet time is important for you. You don't need complete silence for meditation, though it can be lovely when it's available. If you live in a busy area with traffic sounds, or if there are other people moving around your home, these sounds can actually become part of your meditation. Instead of fighting against background noise, you can learn to let it be there while you focus on your breath or your chosen meditation technique. Some people find that a small ritual helps them transition into meditation space, even in an ordinary room. This might be lighting a candle, placing a special object nearby, or simply taking 3 deep breaths to signal to yourself that meditation time is beginning. These small actions help create a boundary between your meditation time and the rest of your day. If you're concerned about being interrupted, it's perfectly fine to let people in your household know that you'll be taking a few minutes for quiet time. Most people are surprisingly respectful when they understand that this is important for your well-being. You might also choose to put your phone in another room or turn it to silent so you won't be tempted to check it. The temperature of your space matters too. You want to be comfortable without being so warm that you feel sleepy or so cold that you're distracted. A light blanket nearby can be helpful, especially since our body temperature often drops slightly when we're sitting still and focusing inward. Lighting can also influence your meditation experience. Harsh overhead lights might feel too stimulating for early morning practice, while complete darkness might make you feel drowsy. Gentle, natural light from a window or soft lamplight often creates the most supportive atmosphere. But please don't let concerns about the perfect setup prevent you from starting. I'd rather see you meditate in a less than ideal space every day than wait for the perfect conditions that might never come. Your practice will grow and deepen naturally over time, and you can always improve your setup gradually as you discover what works best for you. The most beautiful sacred space is the one you actually use. Even if you start by simply sitting on the edge of your bed for 5 minutes each morning, you're creating something precious. Your consistency and sincere intention will make any space sacred. Remember that beautiful sacred space we just talked about? Well, now I want to share with you the most portable, most accessible tool you'll ever have for meditation: your breath. No matter where you are, no matter what's happening around you, your breath is always available as an anchor, a way to come home to yourself. The wonderful thing about breathwork is that it requires nothing external, no equipment, no apps, no special knowledge. You've been breathing your entire life, and now we're simply going to bring loving attention to this process that's been supporting you all along. Your breath is like a bridge between your conscious mind and your body's wisdom. When we're stressed or anxious, our breathing naturally becomes shallow and quick. When we're relaxed and peaceful, our breathing naturally becomes deeper and slower. But here's the beautiful part. This relationship works both ways. Just as our emotional state affects our breathing, we can use our breathing to influence our emotional state. When you first wake up in the morning, your breathing is often naturally deeper and more relaxed than it will be once you start moving through your day. This is another gift that nature gives us, a few moments when our nervous system is naturally calmer. By paying attention to your breath first thing in the morning, you're taking advantage of this natural state and helping it last longer throughout your day. Let's start with something very simple. Right now, just notice your breathing without trying to change anything. Feel the air moving in and out of your nostrils. Notice how your chest and belly naturally rise and fall. There's nothing you need to fix or improve. Just observe this miracle of breathing that's been happening automatically your whole life. This simple act of noticing is already meditation. You're training your attention to be present instead of lost in thoughts about the past or future. Many people worry that they're not breathing correctly for meditation, but I want you to know that there's no perfect way to breathe. Your body knows how to breathe beautifully. What we're learning is simply how to pay attention to this natural process with love and appreciation. If you notice your mind judging your breathing, thinking it's too shallow or too fast or not right somehow, just gently bring your attention back to simply observing. One of the most calming breathing techniques for morning meditation is what I like to call conscious breathing. This means breathing naturally while keeping part of your attention focused on the sensation of breathing. You might focus on the feeling of air moving through your nostrils, or the gentle rise and fall of your chest, or the expansion and contraction of your belly. Choose whichever sensation feels most natural and pleasant for you. As you breathe naturally, you might want to make your exhales just slightly longer than your inhales. This sends a signal to your nervous system that you're safe and can relax. You don't need to force this or count precisely. Just let your exhales be a little longer and fuller. This simple adjustment can help shift your entire system into a more peaceful state. Some mornings your breathing might feel deep and satisfying right away. Other mornings it might feel shallow or restricted, perhaps because you're carrying tension from the previous day or feeling anxious about the day ahead. Both experiences are perfectly normal. The key is to meet your breathing exactly as it is, without trying to force it to be different. If you notice tension in your breathing, you can try taking 3 slightly deeper breaths, not forcing or straining, just inviting a little more space. Then return to natural breathing while keeping your gentle attention on the process. Often, just bringing loving awareness to your breath will naturally help it become calmer and deeper. Your breath can also become an anchor when your mind starts to wander during meditation. This is completely normal. Minds naturally move from thought to thought. When you notice your attention has drifted to planning your day, reviewing yesterday's events, or getting caught up in any kind of mental story, simply return your attention to your breathing. This returning is the practice. Each time you notice and gently come back, you're strengthening your ability to be present. The rhythm of breathing can be very soothing. There's something about focusing on this steady, reliable rhythm that helps quiet mental chatter. It's like listening to gentle waves on a beach. The consistent, natural pattern has a calming effect on our nervous system. When we anchor our attention in the rhythm of breathing, we give our minds something peaceful to focus on instead of the usual stream of thoughts and worries. As you develop your morning breathwork practice, you might discover that different types of breathing serve you at different times. On days when you feel anxious or overwhelmed, slower, deeper breathing might feel most supportive. On days when you feel sluggish or tired, slightly more energized breathing might help you feel more awake and alert. Trust your body's wisdom to guide you toward what feels right each morning. The benefits of conscious breathing extend far beyond your meditation time. When you start your day by connecting with your breath, you're more likely to remember this tool throughout the day when you need it. In moments of stress, you can return to conscious breathing for just a minute or two and feel your system naturally calm down. Your morning breath work doesn't need to be complicated or lengthy. Even 5 minutes of conscious breathing can shift your entire nervous system into a more balanced state. What matters most is the regularity of the practice and the loving attention you bring to it. Your breath is always there for you, like a faithful friend, ready to help you return to peace whenever you need it. Now, one of the most powerful aspects of morning meditation is its ability to help us release the residue of yesterday and open freshly to today. When we wake up, we sometimes carry with us the emotions, worries, or unfinished business from the previous day. Maybe you had a difficult conversation that's still weighing on your mind, or perhaps you're replaying something you wish you had done differently. It's also natural for our minds to immediately start racing ahead to all the things we need to accomplish today, creating a sense of pressure before we've even gotten out of bed. This is where the gift of morning meditation becomes so valuable. We have an opportunity each morning to consciously release what no longer serves us and to step into the fresh possibility of a new day. This doesn't mean we ignore important issues that need our attention, but rather that we approach them from a centered, peaceful place instead of carrying yesterday's stress into today's challenges. Think of sleep as nature's reset button. While you were sleeping, your body was healing and restoring itself. Your mind was processing and filing away the experiences of the previous day. You've already been given a fresh start at the cellular level. Now we're learning to embrace this freshness at the mental and emotional level as well. One beautiful way to begin releasing yesterday is through a gentle body awareness practice. As you sit in your meditation space, take a moment to scan through your body with loving attention. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere, perhaps in your shoulders, your jaw, your stomach, or anywhere else. This tension might be physical, but it often carries emotional residue as well. You don't need to analyze or figure out where the tension came from. Simply acknowledge it with kindness, like greeting an old friend. You might silently say something like, "I notice tension in my shoulders. I appreciate how hard my shoulders have been working for me." Then, as you breathe out, allow that area to soften just a little. You're not forcing anything to change, just inviting your body to release whatever it's ready to let go of. This gentle body scan can help you identify what you might be carrying from yesterday that doesn't need to come with you into today. Sometimes we hold on to stress or worry in our bodies long after the original situation has passed. By bringing conscious awareness to these areas, we give our body permission to relax and release. If your mind is busy with thoughts from yesterday, rehashing conversations, worrying about mistakes, or feeling upset about things that didn't go as planned, you can acknowledge these thoughts with the same gentleness you brought to physical tension. You might silently say, "I notice my mind is busy with yesterday. I can let these thoughts be here without being swept away by them." Yesterday has already happened. It's complete. Any lessons it had to teach you have been learned, and any healing that needs to happen can begin now, in this present moment. You don't have to carry the weight of yesterday's experiences into today unless they're genuinely helpful for your current situation. Sometimes releasing yesterday involves forgiving ourselves for our perceived mistakes or shortcomings. If you're holding on to regret about something you said or did, or something you didn't say or do, this is a beautiful time to offer yourself the same compassion you would give to a dear friend. You were doing the best you could with the awareness and resources you had at that moment. Today, you have the opportunity to make different choices if you want to. Forgiveness doesn't mean that everything was perfect or that you shouldn't learn from your experiences. It means releasing the heavy emotional charge around what happened so you can move forward with clarity instead of being weighed down by guilt or regret. When we forgive ourselves, we free up enormous amounts of energy that can be used for positive creation in our lives. As you release yesterday, you're also creating space to embrace today with fresh eyes and an open heart. Today is not a repeat of yesterday. Today holds new possibilities, new opportunities for growth, new chances to express love and kindness. When we approach each day as a completely fresh start, we give ourselves permission to be different, to try new things, to respond in new ways. This doesn't mean we ignore the practical realities of our lives or the commitments we've made. It means we approach these realities from a place of presence and choice, rather than from a place of automatic reaction based on past patterns. When we're fully present, we often discover creative solutions and new perspectives that weren't available to us when we were stuck in old thinking patterns. Embracing today also means accepting yourself exactly as you are right now. You don't have to wait until you're different or better or more accomplished to deserve a beautiful day. You don't have to earn your happiness or peace. This moment, this day, this you, right here, right now, is worthy of love, joy, and all the good things life has to offer. As you sit in your morning meditation, you can consciously welcome the day ahead. You might silently say something like, "I welcome this new day with an open heart. I trust that this day holds good things for me. I'm ready to meet whatever comes with love and wisdom." This kind of welcoming creates a completely different energy than starting your day with worry or dread. The practice of releasing yesterday and embracing today becomes easier with repetition. Each morning that you take a few minutes to consciously let go and open up, you're training your mind and heart to live more fully in the present moment. This is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, the ability to meet each day fresh and new, unburdened by the past and unafraid of the future. When we truly embrace the fresh start that each morning offers, we begin to see that every day is filled with countless opportunities for joy, growth, connection, and contribution. We stop waiting for someday when everything will be perfect, and we start fully living the life we have right now. This shift in perspective can transform not just your mornings, but your entire experience of being alive. Now that we've created this beautiful space of release and openness, we can move into one of the most powerful practices for directing our energy in positive ways, setting loving intentions for the day ahead. An intention is different from a goal or a to-do list item. While goals focus on specific outcomes we want to achieve, intentions focus on how we want to be, how we want to show up, and what kind of energy we want to bring to our day. When we set intentions from a place of love and awareness, we're essentially planting seeds in the fertile ground of our consciousness. These seeds then influence how we perceive and respond to everything that happens throughout our day. It's like setting an internal compass that helps guide us toward choices and responses that align with our highest good. Your intentions don't have to be grand or complicated. In fact, the most powerful intentions are often quite simple. You might set an intention to be kind to yourself throughout the day, or to really listen when people are speaking to you, or to notice the beauty around you, or to approach challenges with curiosity instead of fear. The key is that your intention resonates with your heart and feels genuinely meaningful to you. Setting intentions is very different from making demands on the universe or trying to control exactly how your day will unfold. We can't control external circumstances, other people's behavior, or many of the practical details of our day, but we can always choose our internal response to whatever happens. We can choose to meet our day with peace instead of anxiety, with love instead of judgment, with trust instead of fear. One beautiful way to discover your intention for the day is to place your hand on your heart and ask yourself, how do I want to feel today? What kind of person do I want to be today? What would serve my highest good today? Then listen quietly for whatever arises. Your heart knows what you need, and when you ask from a place of genuine curiosity, the answer will come. Your daily intention might be related to how you want to treat yourself. Perhaps you want to speak to yourself with more kindness, or give yourself permission to rest when you need it, or celebrate small accomplishments instead of only focusing on what still needs to be done. Self-directed intentions can be profoundly healing and transformative. Your intention might focus on how you want to interact with others. Maybe you want to be more patient with your family members, or more present with your coworkers, or more compassionate with strangers you encounter. When we consciously choose how we want to show up in our relationships, we often discover that our interactions become more satisfying and meaningful. Sometimes your intention might be about embracing a particular quality or energy. You might choose to embody more joy, more courage, more creativity, or more peace. When you set this kind of intention, you're inviting more of this quality to flow through your thoughts, words, and actions throughout the day. Your intention can also be about how you want to approach challenges or difficulties. Instead of hoping nothing will go wrong, you might set an intention to meet whatever arises with grace, or to look for the learning opportunity in difficult situations, or to remember that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. The process of setting intentions helps clarify what really matters to you. When you take time each morning to connect with your values and priorities, you're less likely to get swept away by the demands and distractions of daily life. Your intention becomes like an anchor that helps you stay connected to what's most important. As you set your intention, it's helpful to feel it in your body, not just think it with your mind. If your intention is to be more peaceful today, take a moment to actually feel what peace feels like in your body. If your intention is to be more loving, let yourself experience the warm, open feeling of love. This embodied approach helps your intention take root more deeply. Your intention doesn't have to be the same every day. Some days you might feel called toward courage, other days toward gentleness. Some days your intention might be about giving, other days about receiving. Trust your inner wisdom to guide you toward what's most needed and appropriate for this particular day. It's also perfectly fine if your intention evolves throughout the day. You might start with one intention in the morning and then realize midday that you need something different. Flexibility and self-compassion are always more helpful than rigid perfectionism. Setting intentions is not about creating pressure to be perfect or to never have difficult emotions. If your intention is to be peaceful and then you find yourself feeling angry about something, that doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're human. You can return to your intention at any moment, using it as a gentle guide back to your chosen way of being. The practice of setting loving intentions gradually rewires your brain and nervous system. When you consistently choose to focus on positive qualities and helpful ways of being, these become more natural and automatic over time. You're literally training your mind to look for opportunities to express your highest self. Your morning intention setting practice can be as short as a few minutes or as long as feels right for you. The important thing is that it comes from your heart and feels authentic to who you want to be. When you align your daily actions with your deepest values and aspirations, you create a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling, one day at a time. Now, as we settle into this beautiful rhythm of morning intention, I want to introduce you to what I consider one of the most healing medicines available to us: the practice of gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a nice idea or a spiritual concept. It's actually a powerful tool that can shift your entire nervous system, change your brain chemistry, and transform how you experience your life. When we start our day by consciously appreciating what's already good in our lives, we're setting our attention on abundance rather than lack, on what's working rather than what's wrong. The morning is an especially potent time for gratitude practice because our minds are still relatively quiet and receptive. Before the day fills up with responsibilities and challenges, we have this precious opportunity to connect with the good that already exists in our lives. This doesn't mean we pretend problems don't exist or that everything is perfect. It means we consciously choose to start from a place of appreciation for what is already beautiful and working in our world. Gratitude works by training our attention. Throughout any given day, there are countless things we could focus on: problems that need solving, things that aren't going as we'd like, people who are annoying us, situations that feel difficult. But there are also countless things to appreciate: our health, our relationships, small moments of beauty, acts of kindness, the miracle of our senses, the comfort of our homes. Our experience of life depends largely on which category we spend most of our time focusing on. When we practice gratitude regularly, we're essentially training our brains to notice the positive more readily. It's like strengthening a muscle. The more we use our appreciation muscle, the stronger and more automatic it becomes. People who practice gratitude consistently report feeling happier, sleeping better, having stronger immune systems, and experiencing more satisfying relationships. Starting with gratitude for your body can be particularly powerful. Your body has been working tirelessly for you throughout the night, healing and restoring itself while you slept. Your heart has been beating faithfully. Your lungs have been breathing for you. Your cells have been regenerating. Take a moment to appreciate this miraculous system that supports your life every single moment without you having to think about it or manage it consciously. You might also feel grateful for your senses, the ability to see the light coming through your window, to hear sounds around you, to feel the texture of your blankets or the temperature of the air. These simple sensory experiences are actually profound gifts that allow you to participate in the richness of physical life. Gratitude for your living situation can shift your perspective dramatically. Even if your home isn't perfect, you can appreciate having shelter, having a place to sleep safely, having access to clean water or electricity. When we focus on what we do have rather than what we don't have, our sense of abundance grows naturally. Your relationships offer countless opportunities for morning gratitude. You might appreciate a partner who loves you, children who bring joy to your life, friends who understand you, family members who support you, or even pets who offer unconditional love. If you're going through a difficult time in relationships, you can still find something to appreciate. Perhaps someone's good intentions, a lesson you're learning, or simply the fact that you have the capacity to love and be loved. Sometimes gratitude feels easy and natural, flowing effortlessly from your heart. Other times, especially when you're going through challenging periods, gratitude might feel forced or difficult. During these times, it's perfectly fine to start very small. You might feel grateful for something as simple as having clean water to drink, or for the fact that today is a new day with new possibilities. The key is authenticity. False or forced gratitude doesn't have the same beneficial effects as genuine appreciation. If you're struggling to feel grateful, you can start by simply acknowledging what is present in your life without necessarily feeling deeply thankful for it. Sometimes just recognizing what you have is the beginning of appreciation. You can practice gratitude for internal qualities as well as external circumstances. Perhaps you can appreciate your resilience, the fact that you've made it through difficult times before. Maybe you can feel grateful for your capacity to learn and grow, for your creativity, for your ability to feel love, or for your desire to create a better life for yourself. Gratitude for challenges might sound strange, but this can be one of the most transformative practices. When we can find something to appreciate even in difficult situations, perhaps the strength we're developing, the compassion we're learning, or the way challenges help us clarify what's really important, we reclaim our power from circumstances. Your morning gratitude practice can be structured or free-flowing, depending on what feels right for you. Some people like to think of 3 specific things they're grateful for each morning. Others prefer to let their appreciation flow naturally from category to category. Some people like to write their gratitudes in a journal, while others prefer to simply reflect silently. The most important aspect of gratitude practice is that it becomes a genuine feeling experience, not just a mental exercise. When you think of something you appreciate, let yourself actually feel the warmth and appreciation in your heart. This feeling component is what creates the positive changes in your nervous system and overall well-being. As you develop your gratitude practice, you might notice that appreciation starts arising more spontaneously throughout your day. You might find yourself noticing beautiful moments that you would have missed before, or feeling thankful for simple pleasures that you used to take for granted. This is your appreciation muscle getting stronger and more automatic. Gratitude has a way of attracting more of what we appreciate. When we're focused on abundance, we tend to notice more abundance. When we're appreciating love, we tend to experience more love. This isn't magic. It's simply that our attention and energy naturally move toward what we're consistently focusing on. Moving deeper into our morning practice, I want to share with you the transformative power of affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that help reprogram the subconscious mind and create new neural pathways of thinking. When we repeat affirmations with genuine feeling and intention, we're literally rewiring our brains to support us in more loving and empowering ways. The morning is an ideal time for affirmation practice because our minds are naturally more receptive and less cluttered with the day's activities. During these early hours, our subconscious mind is more open to new programming, making our affirmations potentially more effective than they might be later in the day when our conscious mind is busier and more resistant. Many people have tried affirmations before without much success, often because they were simply repeating words without really feeling them or believing them. The key to effective affirmations isn't just what you say, but how you say it and whether you can genuinely connect with the feeling behind the words. Your subconscious mind responds much more powerfully to emotion and feeling than to mere words. When choosing affirmations for your morning practice, it's important to select statements that feel believable and resonant for you. If you're struggling with self-worth, jumping immediately to "I am perfect and amazing" might feel too far from your current reality to be helpful. Instead, you might start with something gentler, like "I am learning to appreciate myself more each day," or "I am worthy of love and kindness." Your affirmations should address the areas of your life where you most want to experience growth or healing. If you tend to be very self-critical, you might choose affirmations that cultivate self-compassion. If you often feel anxious, you might focus on affirmations that promote peace and trust. If you struggle with feeling powerless, you might choose affirmations that remind you of your own strength and capability. Some powerful morning affirmations focus on how you want to meet the day ahead. You might say, "I greet this day with an open heart and a peaceful mind." Or, "I trust that this day holds good things for me." Or, "I have everything I need within me to handle whatever comes my way." These kinds of affirmations help set a positive tone for your entire day. Affirmations about your inherent worth and lovability can be particularly healing when practiced consistently. Statements like, "I am worthy of love exactly as I am," or "I accept myself completely," or "I treat myself with kindness and compassion," can gradually heal years of negative self-talk and criticism. You can also create affirmations that focus on specific qualities you want to embody. If you want to be more confident, you might affirm, "I trust my inner wisdom and express myself authentically." If you want to be more peaceful, you might say, "I am calm and centered in all situations." If you want to attract more abundance, you might affirm, "I am open to receiving all the good that life has to offer." The process of saying affirmations is just as important as the words themselves. As you speak each affirmation, either aloud or silently, try to really feel the truth of what you're saying. Place your hand on your heart if that helps you connect with the feeling. Breathe the affirmation into your body. Let yourself experience what it would feel like if this statement were completely true for you. If resistance comes up when you're saying affirmations, if part of you doesn't believe what you're saying, that's completely normal. You can acknowledge the resistance gently and continue with your practice. Sometimes it helps to modify the affirmation slightly to make it more believable. Instead of "I am confident," you might say, "I am becoming more confident each day," or "I choose to trust in my own capabilities." Repetition is key with affirmations. The neural pathways in your brain have been formed by years of thinking in certain patterns. Creating new, more positive patterns takes time and consistency. Don't expect to feel completely different after one session of affirmations. Trust that each time you practice, you're making small but meaningful changes in your mental programming. Some people like to choose 1 or 2 affirmations and work with them consistently for weeks or months. Others prefer to have several affirmations that they rotate through depending on what they most need that day. Both approaches can be effective. Choose whatever feels most supportive for you. You can also create affirmations that address specific challenges you're facing. If you have an important meeting today, you might affirm, "I express myself clearly and confidently in all my communications." If you're dealing with a relationship difficulty, you might say, "I approach all my relationships with love and understanding." Writing your affirmations down can make them more powerful. There's something about the physical act of writing that helps embed the positive statements more deeply in your consciousness. You might keep an affirmation journal where you write your daily affirmations or simply jot them down on a piece of paper. The goal of affirmation practice isn't to convince yourself that everything is perfect when it's not. The goal is to train your mind to focus on positive possibilities and to speak to yourself in the same loving way you would speak to someone you care about deeply. When you consistently feed your mind positive, supportive thoughts, you create the mental and emotional conditions for positive changes to manifest in your life. As your affirmation practice develops, you might notice that you naturally start catching negative self-talk throughout the day and replacing it with more supportive thoughts. This is your new neural pathways becoming stronger and more automatic. The loving voice you're cultivating in your morning practice gradually becomes your dominant inner voice. Now, as we near the completion of our journey together this morning, I want to address something that's very important to me: making this practice truly your own. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to meditation, and what works beautifully for one person might not feel right for another. The most sustainable and transformative practice is one that fits naturally into your life and resonates with your unique personality, schedule, and needs. You might be someone who thrives on structure and routine, finding comfort in doing the same meditation practice at the same time each morning. Or you might be someone who prefers flexibility and variety, changing your practice based on how you feel each day or what you sense you need most. Both approaches are perfectly valid, and you might even find that your preferences change over time. Your available time might vary from day to day. Some mornings you might have a luxurious 30 minutes for meditation, while other mornings you might only have 5 minutes before you need to start your day. The beautiful truth is that even 5 minutes of conscious presence can be profoundly beneficial. Quality matters much more than quantity in meditation practice. If you only have 5 minutes, you might simply sit quietly and take 10 conscious breaths, feeling grateful for this moment of peace. Or you might spend those 5 minutes setting a loving intention for your day. Or you might use the time for a brief body scan, sending appreciation to different parts of your body. What matters is not how long you practice, but that you show up consistently with genuine intention. For those days when you have more time available, you can explore longer versions of the practices we've discussed or combine several elements into a more comprehensive morning routine. You might spend a few minutes on conscious breathing, then move into gratitude, then set your intentions, and conclude with affirmations. Let your heart guide you toward what feels most nourishing. Your meditation practice can also adapt to different life circumstances. If you're traveling, you can practice in hotel rooms, on planes, or wherever you find yourself. If you're going through a particularly stressful period, you might focus more heavily on calming breathing techniques. If you're feeling stuck or uninspired, you might emphasize intention setting and affirmations that reconnect you with your goals and values. Some people prefer silent meditation, while others find it helpful to use guided meditations, calming music, or nature sounds. Some people like to meditate with their eyes closed, while others prefer to keep their eyes slightly open, gazing softly at a candle flame or out a window. Trust your instincts about what feels most supportive for you. The physical position for your meditation can also be flexible. While sitting upright is traditional and often ideal for maintaining alertness, you can also meditate lying down if sitting is uncomfortable for you. You can meditate in a chair, on cushions on the floor, or even while taking a slow, mindful walk if sitting still feels too challenging. If you miss a day or several days of practice, please be gentle with yourself. Life happens, and sometimes our routines get disrupted. The most important thing is to return to your practice when you're able, without judgment or self-criticism. Each time you begin again, you're demonstrating love and commitment to your own well-being. You might find it helpful to start very small and gradually build your practice over time. Beginning with just 2 or 3 minutes each morning is better than attempting 30 minutes and then giving up because it feels overwhelming. As meditation becomes a natural part of your morning routine, you can slowly extend the time if you want to. Your practice might also evolve as you grow and change. What serves you now might be different from what you need 6 months from now. Stay curious and open to adjusting your approach as you learn more about what supports your peace and well-being most effectively. Some people find it helpful to have an accountability partner or to join a meditation group for support and encouragement. Others prefer to practice alone. Some people like to track their practice in a journal, while others prefer not to make it feel like another task to manage. There's no right or wrong way, only what works for you. The most important thing is that your practice feels like a gift you're giving yourself, not another obligation or source of pressure. When meditation becomes a loving act of self-care rather than something you should do, it naturally becomes something you want to do. Trust yourself to know what you need. Your inner wisdom is constantly available to guide you toward what will serve your highest good. As you develop your morning meditation practice, let it be an expression of your own unique path toward peace, healing, and spiritual growth. As we come to the close of our time together this morning, I want you to feel just how much courage and love it took for you to be here with me today. In a world that often moves so fast and demands so much of our attention, you've chosen to give yourself this precious gift of presence and peace. You've chosen to prioritize your inner well-being, and that choice is already creating ripples of positive change in your life, even if you can't see them all yet. What we've shared together isn't just about meditation techniques or morning routines. It's about remembering who you truly are underneath all the roles you play and responsibilities you carry. You are a beautiful, worthy soul deserving of love, peace, and all good things. You have within you everything you need to create a life that feels meaningful and joyful. Your willingness to show up for yourself this morning is proof of your commitment to your own growth and healing. The morning meditation practice we've explored together is like planting seeds in the garden of your consciousness. Some days the garden will feel lush and beautiful. Other days it might seem dry or overgrown with weeds. But every single day that you tend this garden with love and consistency, you're nurturing something precious that will bloom in ways you can't even imagine yet. As you move into your day, carry with you the peace and centeredness you've cultivated this morning. When challenges arise, and they will, you can return to your breath, to your intentions, to the knowing that you are strong enough and wise enough to handle whatever comes your way. When you forget to be kind to yourself, which happens to all of us, you can simply begin again with compassion. This practice we've shared is not about becoming perfect or never having difficult moments. It's about developing a loving relationship with yourself that can weather all of life's storms and celebrate all of life's joys. It's about creating an inner foundation of peace that no external circumstance can shake. Every morning for the rest of your life, you have the opportunity to begin again, to choose peace over anxiety, love over fear, presence over distraction. This choice is always available to you, and each time you make it, you're contributing not only to your own well-being, but to the healing of our world. When you're peaceful, you spread peace. When you're loving, you inspire love. When you're centered, you help others find their center too. I want to leave you with this knowing: you are exactly where you need to be on your journey. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be further along than you are. You don't have to be different from who you are right now to deserve love, happiness, and inner peace. You are enough just as you are in this moment. Take a deep breath with me now and feel the love that surrounds you always. Feel the support of the universe, the wisdom within your own heart, and the infinite possibilities that each new day brings. As you go forward, trust in your own inner guidance, be patient with your growth, and be gentle with yourself always. The light within you is bright and beautiful, and the world needs exactly what you have to offer. Go forward with peace, with love, and with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are deeply valued and completely supported on this magnificent journey of life.